Welcome to Trans Talk.
I'm your fabulous host. And no, I am not working this evening, despite this blouse. I'm your fabulous host, Duchess. And
I'm Portia.
hey, girl. So, welcome back this week. So, what fun things should we get into this week? One of the topics that I want to start off this evening's show with is smoothing undergarments. And I feel like a lot of trans girls may not necessarily know what products to get or what to wear under that outfit just to help complement them or cover some things that they don't want to show. And I kind of want to share with you guys some of like my best practices that I choose to wear. And Portia can give us her thoughts on it too. But girl, one of the things that I was thinking every trans girl, not even trans girl, every girl needs in her closet is her little shaper. This is a really cool one. It's like nice and like a tight material. And I like this one because it's like a little bicycle short. But this one for me kind of just keeps me like smooth and tucked in. So when I'm wearing my dresses, I have more confidence. Even when I'm wearing my pants, it's nice too because I love high-waisted pants. And I personally feel so self-conscious when I'm showing. So we live here in New York and I go up to what is it? What is it, like 138th or something like that in the Harlem, or is it the Bronx, Portia? That big
That-
that what is that called?
That's the Bronx.
That's the Bronx. What station? What stop is that called? 138th or 125th? That has
I
all
think,
those stores.
oh, that's in Harlem.
It's one Chad. It's one something. Okay. But all I know is you go to those little stores like was it Victoria or something like that, and you get these little shapers for like 5, $10, and they work wonders. They have ones that go up higher, some go lower. I love those,
Okay.
and I also love this little bra that I got on Amazon, and I like it because, as you know, trans girls have a little something, something too. And it's nice because it's nice and smoothing, very flattering when you're wearing your outfit. It's a nude color. It came in black and white, and it was like $15 on Amazon, super cheap. But I really think smooth garments can really help a break make or break an outfit is really take you to the next level in your look. I mean, do you agree, Portia? Do you not agree?
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any like best practices that you usually do for like when you're getting dressed?
Well, I have a shaper on here.
Yes, girl. No matter what size you are, be it petite or a little more voluptuous, get you a shaper because it saves lives. Shaper saves lives, bottom line. Make it a hashtag. There you
Yeah.
go. Saving lives one shaper at a time. Another one I really want to share with, and I don't know if I shared it with you yet, Porsche. Have I told you about Shein?
About what?
Shein, have I told you about it?
No.
Shein, girl, we got to get into it. So, and we are not getting paid by this. This is not, but this is something that when I find something that I love, I like to talk about it because as trans girls, we got to help each other out, right? So recently, I had this really cute garter belt that I was looking for something to match it from Victoria's Secret years and years ago, and I just typed like um, what was it, tangerine, and I had one of those like teal bra panty sets, and like I knew about Shein for forever, but I never shopped there. And then I found these really cute online bras on Shein, and when I tell you the lace on these things it's so beautiful, and I wear it and it gives me like a little support, but it's really, really cute. And Porsche, you would not guess how much these sets cost.
Mm, what? Um,
Guess, guess the price. Guess the price, girl. Guess the
15.
price. $9 for the bra and the panty. $9. Like
Okay.
that's good. And the quality is actually really nice. Like it's very flattering. It's beautiful, little detail, and I love it. And they do plus sizes too. But yeah, that's one of my little best little cheap places
That's
I
what I
just
was going to
recently
ask
discovered.
you. Do they have for big girls?
And that's what I love about it because some things I saw on their website, it was like, lingerie plus. And I was like, that's really cool. And it's smaller, it's really affordable. I think the shipping, if you spend a certain amount, it's free shipping, but if you don't, it's only like $4 for the shipping. I was like, take my money. But I love with this blouse that I'm wearing, it's kind of sheer, and I usually like to wear this little bra underneath it. I didn't because I was shooting this video, but normally I like to wear this little bra underneath it, and then when you turn to the back, you kind of turn a little yellow bra, and it's very sexy. In addition to sexy time with your man, but yeah, those a little something to a little tip for the day, a little pro tip.
Okay.
But Portia, what were you thinking about talking about next, girl? What you got to say?
Okay. So I have a question from this guy here.
Ooh,
Uh, he
what
says
type of question?
he says, what are some key legal issues facing transgender individuals? So I said trans people can face discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodations, difficulty in finding identity documents that accurately reflect the gender. Um, there are also challenges with accessing healthcare and including accessing gender affirming care. So, what are your thoughts
Mm.
on that?
And you say what legal? First of all,
What are some
what
key legal issues gender
key?
transgender individuals face?
Wow, we went from really fun to serious. Put our serious hats on. Key legal issues that trans individuals
And,
face.
and I'm going to tell you, he's got three other related uh, questions here.
Okay. Um, the only thing that I can think of right now at this moment, since I'm on the spot, I can think of like the name change because that's something that's legal, and that's
Yeah,
something that is an issue because from my personal experience, I literally was just at jury duty yesterday, and when I tell you the jury duty process, this is the first time I've ever done jury duty, and I was like, kind of excited. Like people always say, like, I don't want to do jury duty. I'm like, well, it's a different experience. I get to take off work and get paid for it. Get my little $40 a day. But I had no clue that when you go up there, they call your name, and my
yeah,
name is still my legal birth name. It's the Fabulous Duchess. So when they go, so and so Macintosh, I'm like, here. And then they take you to another room on a different floor, and then they go through all these different names of people, and you go and you take the stand for potential jurors, and then they get to your name, they're like, so and so Macintosh, and you literally have to say present, acknowledge, and then get up and walk past like 30, 40, 50 people, and then sit down, right? And then you have to again, wait to be called upon. Like, state your name for the reporter, and you're like, I am so and so Macintosh. Ask all these questions, and my heart was like pounding, pounding, because I have a few credit cards, and what I love about the credit cards is that you can make yourself, and it's something for trans girls who don't know this. If you have a credit card, you can make yourself an authorized user. So I really love that because I haven't changed my legal name just of yet. So by making myself an authorized user, am allowed to put Duchess Macintosh on my credit cards, and it just makes me feel better using it and just seeing it. Things that come in the mail, it'll say Duchess on it. Some restaurants, when you swipe your credit card, like at Wendy's or little small cute little restaurants in Manhattan, they'll put your instead of giving you an order number, they'll use your name. I've literally been to a place where like so and so Macintosh, I'm like, can I speak to a little manager? Like like no complaints on the service, but like could you guys not use my government name? So I really love that my credit card allows me to do that. And for some trans girls out there, if you are waiting to get your name changed, then definitely go the route of you could at least change them your credit card. But just the only legal thing that I can think of is just the name change. And that could be a topic for a different day, but how does that process? But that's one legal thing that I can think of.
Okay, so he's asking, are there any laws or protections in place to support trans individuals? And I say there have been important advancements, including the Equality Act, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of gender identity, employment, housing, and other areas. However, the implementation of these laws hasn't been, it greatly varies from state to state, and there is still much work to be done to ensure transgender individuals have the full rights.
Yeah, definitely. At least certain states are putting certain laws into place, and it's great to start. Like you say, there's definitely more work to be done. I'm just really surprised that I'm not really surprised by it, to be honest, but the smaller the state, I feel like it's not necessarily trans friendly. And it kind of just harkens back to that term. You kind of gotta get in where you fit in. So if you live in a smaller place, like, Indiana or something like that, maybe move to Chicago, move to your nearest bigger city because the laws for trans people are more forgiving there. I remember
Yeah.
talking to this one young lady. She had literally just moved to New York like 8 months ago, and her family, I'm assuming she didn't say this, but it sounds like they had essentially disowned her. And she was telling me like it was illegal to get hormones in the state of Indiana. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I had to go to Chicago to get hormones. So, us as New Yorkers take it for granted what we have. And I am so thankful and, for the blessings I can be afforded as a trans girl living in the city. But my advice is someone who maybe live in a smaller town or a state that is not as forgiving, their laws are not as progressive when it comes to trans individuals. Get in where you fit in, come to New
Yeah.
York or go to Chicago, go where you can have a more quality of life. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Okay. So the next question is, so what can trans individuals do to protect themselves and legally advocate for their rights? So I said it's important to educate yourself about your rights and laws that affect you, because there are some laws which very are not very averse to trans rights. Okay,
Hmm.
and and if you experience discrimination, then it's important to document the incident and consider seeking legal counsel, and of course, advocating for policies and laws which support your rights and dignity of trans individuals is crucial. And there are advocates out there who are trying to defend our rights. And so, what are your thoughts on that last topic?
Um, I don't have too much to say on that topic, but that does remind me of something I did with our girl Nikki, Mama Nikki, and she turned me on to this organization that I had no clue about. It was called Rainbow Railroad, and
Mm,
what they do is really dope down there. And guys, if you're listening to this, go donate because they truly save lives. Okay, not our
yeah.
smoothing undergarments. They save a different type of life, but the Rainbow Railroad, they're out there saving trans lives. So, individuals who are in different countries that they're not friendly to trans, they're facing discrimination, housing, violence, life or death, literally.
Mm,
They can reach out to the Rainbow Railroad, and then they get those individuals out to different countries. help them get jobs and like, just get established in a different place where they're more safe and sound. And I just think that's really, really like that's so amazing. You and I have been blessed to be born in cities where we have friends and we have all these laws and we can get hormones right now. We don't know how good we have it. So I really love what the Rainbow Railroad does, and that
Okay.
is that's if you are listening to this video and you're from a different country and your life is being threatened, that could be certainly be an avenue that you can research and see if you can get help.
So I'm gonna play this video. This video is about
Girl, you love you and these videos, child.
this video is about Marjorie Taylor Greene and
Okay.
her actually hate rally, which she had a few weeks.
Her hate rally?
Yeah, she had a hate rally a few weeks
Oh, that's
ago,
a thing. Okay.
and she only got 12 individuals there, so it wasn't much of a hate rally.
You know what? If it was a virtual hate rally, I bet you would have had millions of people there with all the online trolls nowadays.
So let's take a look at this.
Past week, Marjorie Taylor Greene held a anti-transgender
He
rally
is
right outside the
fine.
Capitol, and pretty much nobody showed up. According to the reports and the photographs of what took place there, she had at most 12 people
Well, people,
show up for her little anti-trans rally, her bigoted hate rally, and she could only get a dozen people. And no major media outlet, of course, covered it. They probably didn't even know what it was if they drove by. They thought, oh, there's a group of people standing on the corner waiting to cross the street. 12 people showed up to her hate rally. And not just any 12 people. As LGBTQ Nation points out, the rally was a veritable who's who of contemporary transphobic trolls, including members of the book-banning parents' rights group Moms for Liberty, members of the anti-LGBTQ conservative think tank Heritage Foundation, detransitioned young adult right-wing media darling Chloe Cole, J.K. Rowling fanboy Chris Elston, conspiracy theorist James Lindsay, sexually harassing comedian Alex Stein, and of course, Green herself. Again, that is what
Sexual
LGBTQ
harassing
Nation
comedian.
said of the attendees there. So it's not even like it was, oh, okay, it's an impromptu Marjorie Taylor Greene's there. She had the big people of the anti-LGBTQ movement. This was a thing that was planned. They didn't all just happen to be there. They just, I guess, couldn't attract anybody else to come to their little hate rally? And then what
Like, I'm tired
happened
of this.
is the Heritage Foundation got on Twitter and said that they were, quote, calling out policies that push for minors to have access to puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and sex reassignment surgeries. Things that, by the way, aren't happening. Nobody is pushing puberty blockers or hormone replacement therapy on children. No one is pushing that. No one's pushing that on anybody.
So what I got from that is not only is he married and that should be a crime because that man is born. He was cute. Hey, Daddy. He was cute. and he's an advocate. Okay. Let's come across this video. So, anyway, well, your thoughts first?
back to that. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene is.
Who is she?
You don't know who she is?
No. And I guess for good reason, apparently. She's
She's
a hater. She's a hater, that much I know.
she's linked to Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House. She's linked to him, and she wants to be Trump's new VP.
Mm-hmm.
She really is going after that role. She she's she believes 9/11 was orchestrated by the
The
government.
trans, her hate rally.
She believes in Jewish space lasers, all these far out.
Jewish space lasers?
Yeah, Jewish space lasers.
Okay.
she's really out there in her thinking. But
That's a polite way to say crazy.
yeah, she's crazy. But you know, she's promoted a hate rally against trans people, and I don't know. I mean, no one's giving these kids any puberty blockers or.
If anything, as I just said, some of these states it's illegal to get them, but this is crazy. Like anyone who is in the trans community and has started their transition, they know that. And Portia, you know that me and you started at the same time. I remember sitting down one day telling you, like, girl, you should go to the doctor and at least talk to a doctor because no one just like gives you the pills like, here you go. Like, you got to sit down first, have a conversation with someone. I
Yeah,
know for
getting mental
me,
eval.
yeah, exactly. Like, for me, it took me like a month to get the friggin' what is it, appointment. And then after I got the appointment, talked to them, they drew blood and see which um hormone blocker I could get on. And then a month later I started. So it's definitely a process. It's not just, oh, here you go. You know,
Yeah, like
we sprinkle it on your yogurt.
they're hitting him out like they're like
Like it's
aspirin.
Oprah Winfrey giving a car. You get a T blocker. You get a T blocker. T blockers for everybody.
Yeah, so that video was very crazy. So our next topic, we need to really honor the trans people who have passed away.
Ooh.
Um, so let's watch a couple of videos here.
Story at 5:30 focuses on transgender violence in Philadelphia. Shahir Jackson McDonald was the latest trans black woman murdered in Philadelphia in the early hours of Thanksgiving last week.
Community leaders say she was a beloved and active member of the community. NBC 10's Miguel Martinez-Valle has the latest.
Shahir Jackson McDonald is the latest trans black woman murdered in Philadelphia. Community leaders shared this picture with us today, saying she was a beloved and active member of the community and asking for help in the investigation.
I just want the world to know that Diamond was my rock, my shoulder, my child whom I love with every inch of me and what I have left to give. Whoever you are, you took away my gem, my diamond.
That's a statement from the mother of 27-year-old Shahir Jackson McDonald. Today at the Mazzoni Center, LGBTQ activists and the district attorney joined forces to call out anti-trans rhetoric and violence, and also to ask anyone with information about her murder to come forward.
This does not appear to be a break-in. It is possible that the doer was someone known to Diamond.
Here's what the DA's office is telling us. Police, they got a call about someone with a gun or a shooting around midnight of Thanksgiving. When they arrived at the 400 block of Mannheim Street in Germantown, they found Diamond face down on the kitchen floor. She'd been shot several times. She was pronounced dead shortly after.
It really makes me reevaluate, have we done enough? Have I done enough as a community advocate? And what more can we do to ensure the safety of our black and brown trans women?
Diamond is the 35th trans or gender non-conforming person murdered in the U.S. this year. Her death came during Transgender Awareness Week, days after the Colorado Springs shooting at a popular gay bar. The timing isn't lost on officials and community members.
There is a direct line from hateful propaganda about trans youth, trans athletes, trans and gender nonconforming people, and the massacre that took place at the Club Q nightclub in Colorado Springs last month.
We deserve the right to live without fear, thinking we won't make it to 40. We deserve to bury our parents and our parents not have to bury us. We deserve to live to tell our stories to the next generation.
The district attorney says he and police are committed to serving justice in this case. Police found cell phones, bullets, shell casings, and other evidence. Now they're hoping anyone with information on this murder reports what they know.
Please come forward. She is someone's daughter. She is someone's sister. She is a community member that is loved and was cared for. And her killer deserves to be put to justice, and he deserves to face his day in court.
Miguel Martinez-Valle, NBC 10 News.
Okay.
Wow.
So many of these crimes with transgender individuals are done by straight men or those who claim they're quote unquote straight men.
Definitely. And right just before we get into that, I thank you for sharing that, Portia, because I think it's very important that obviously that is a travesty that happened, and we would like to live in a world where that did not happen to people in general. But I think it's important to get that person's story out there, say that person's name, like she was a person. I feel like when stories like that are hidden, it makes that much easier for killers to, go out and commit these heinous crimes. And it's like, no one's going to talk about it. She's in yesterday's news, and that's not the case. Like she's being recognized. She's visible, on TV, and everyone is seen and saying this young lady's name. So I think it's great that, when atrocities like this happen, like we talk about it and we make it a topic of discussion and not just
Yeah.
pushed to the shadows, because these people who are committing these crimes need to know that we matter. We're citizens. This isn't. We're just not in the background. We are here and we're going to stay. So thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Now, to your point, you were saying that some of these crimes are committed by down low straight men, and
Yes,
we're
they
not saying
are.
that that's what happened here, but agreed. And I know for some girls, not saying again, we're not saying she did this, but I know we both know from some girls, they will try to out down low men, or they'll try to
Yeah.
extort them for money, and like that's how situations like someone in it losing their life happens. It's definitely
Yeah.
not okay, and that's not justifying a down low person going and taking someone else's life, but it's not okay to put yourself in that situation as a trans individual. If someone is down low, let them come out at their own time, at their own pace, whether it be trans or gay. You should definitely not try to use someone's sexuality as leverage to, extort money out of them, because that's really dangerous and rocky territory.
Yeah, there was this trans girl called Ty Underwood,
Hmm.
and she had this boyfriend called Carl. I think his name was Carlton Champion,
Hmm.
and and she was really in love with him, and she wanted to be with him, but he's like, I can't. He was on the down low with his team and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm going to come over there to the campus and expose you and stuff like that. And he killed her, you know? And
Yeah, I know that's one thing. Those sports athletes take their careers very serious.
yeah,
Like
he
they
didn't
don't let
want,
anything get in the way. Cis girl, trans or not, they don't let anyone get. Now that's not justifying what he did, but they take their career serious. But yeah, what he did, bottom line, was not right. But I definitely agree that, as trans individuals, it's not okay to go and out someone. No matter how much you love that person, if they're not ready, they are not ready. And that's their right. As human beings, everyone has the choice to decide when they're ready to come out. And if you're not
yeah,
ready, you just have to, as
you
hard
can
as it
make
is, I'm
that
not
choice
saying
for
about
them.
you exactly. You can't rob them of that choice. As hard as it is to walk away, you just have to go and just go to the next one. Maybe one day they'll come around, but we'll never know now. It's my turn. I can talk.
Yeah.
I'm being let out the closet. Well, I thought we should, given how we started the video, I thought we could go a little bit more into like little makeup tips. And Portia, a good friend of ours, always says when a girl looks cheap, men will treat her cheap. Um, okay, but just going off of that idea, I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to put time and effort into your look and just presenting a certain way. Because I am of a firm belief that when you put effort into your presentation, of course, everyone's on different levels. You start off at different levels. I did not start out looking this way. It took years to get to this, but
Mhm.
I continue to try to put um, time and effort into my look until I, found something that's me and I grew as an individual. And I think people really pick up on that and they see that, and men appreciate it, and then they treat you better because oh, like she holds herself in a high esteem. They're going to treat you, with more respect. And they should treat anyone with respect, but you know what I mean, Portia. Like, people are going to treat you. I definitely feel like people treat you the way you treat yourself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And with that being said, one of my best things that I like to use, and I'm always pushing this to Portia, to our girl Portia, to go get some. It is eyeshadow primer. Girl, what do you think about eyeshadow primer?
I think it's great.
You didn't always think that though, girl. Porsche, love you, girl, but she did not use it. She would just take that shadow, spackle it on. I'd be like, girl, get that eyeshadow primer. Because what I like about eyeshadow primer is you'll put it on and it just helps your eyeshadow to stay on your lids longer and not crease. And it also magnifies, intensifies the color. And they have different ones at different price points. When I first started, my favorite one was this. It was this one's Too Faced, and it's called a Shadow Insurance nude shimmer eyeshadow primer, and I love it because it has a little shimmer in it, and you can put your shadow on top of it, or you can wear it by itself. This is only $10 on Amazon, really cool. Or you can do an Urban Decay one. I like this one from Sephora, but you can get it any place that Urban Decay is sold, and has this little felt tip doe foot applicator brush that I love that you can just put on your lid, and then you can use a little makeup eyeshadow sponge to just smear it. And again, you can wear it by itself, or you can wear it underneath your shadow just to really make it pop and shimmer. And I know I have seen a difference. Portia, have you experienced eyeshadow primer?
Have I what?
Have you experienced using eyeshadow primer?
Yeah.
And you've seen the difference for yourself?
Yeah.
So yes, definitely get it. Another fun little tippy, drugstore makeup can be really good. You don't necessarily have to go to Sephora to get your makeup. I like Target, and you don't always get your makeup from these big beauty chains. You can go to Target. What I love about Target is that you can return anything at Target. You could try it, and if you don't like it, you can return it. But L'Oreal, that is a brand that I stand by. You can get a reasonably priced makeup. You don't have to go to the beauty supply. Listen, I'm not knocking a beauty supply. Sometimes you try things in a beauty supply and it's good. Other times you try it and it's not so much. I mean, Portia, I'm sure you can attest to this. You may try a lipstick and then you put it on, and moments later, it's all over your teeth. Look like you took a big
Yeah.
bite out of it, and it's like I was hungry. Your teeth are all red. And it's a
Yeah.
mess. So I love about Target is that you can return if you don't like it. L'Oreal is a really good brand. One of my two favorite things I've been using for L'Oreal right now is their Lash Paradise. And Portia, you use this too, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I love the Lash Paradise mascara. It's really good. I feel like this one is really nice because it gives my eyes volume, my eyelashes volume. It makes them thicker and look at me lashes. And then I'll hit
Mm,
it with a different mascara. I mix my mascaras up. I think the other mascara I use is like a Maybelline one or something like that, but it just takes it to the next level. And then I love the Voluptuous Lash Paradise. So it's the same collection to this eyeshadow, but this is my liquid eyeliner, and I love it because this one is waterproof. So this one I like to, it's a felt tip. This one I like to put to create my cat eye. And then if my eyes get watery, it's not smearing down here. And then I have another eyeliner that I use from L'Oreal that's also a felt tip. This one isn't waterproof. I do feel like there's some waterproof formulas aren't, the integrity of the product kind of diminishes when it's waterproof. So I feel like the non-waterproof eyeliners are thinner, so you can get more of a finer point. So in my really fine point, I'll hit it back with the non-waterproof L'Oreal
Mm.
eyeliner, and I'll even get like under the eye. But I mix my eyeliners, and yeah,
And
but
I think one of the things you should tell the girls is I have like very, very straight eyelashes, and I use an eyebrow press to curl my eyelashes.
And the eyelash press, the press, yeah, I know what you mean. The little
Yeah,
device. It looks like scissors. It has
yeah,
like the little
scissors.
scissors, but then it has like a little clamp on it, and you like
Yeah,
squeeze it, and you like this, and it kind of
and it
curls
curls my
them.
eyebrows. You know, and it makes them curly.
And that you can get at the beauty supply, you can get Target. Those do add curl. I've never tried them. My eyelashes are naturally like curly, so I've never tried it. I mean, it would make them more curly. I would try one that I never have. But yeah, Portia, you love that. And then, girl, if you hit that up with your lash paradise, look out, boys. She's gonna
Yeah,
got
I mean
big,
that really.
big, bold, look at me lashes. We should do a makeup commercial. L'Oreal, call us. We take endorsements too. But that I really love that one. Portia, you love that too. And then my last one I love to talk about is Elf. Elf Cosmetic, their little brushes. Again, Target. These are like the more no, these are the cheaper ones. These are like $1. And I love these little brushes. I have one fat one, and I love this because it puts my eyeshadow on a little bit lighter. And don't talk about it, I haven't cleaned it yet. I did my makeup, earlier today. But this one's nice because it puts the eyeshadow on a little bit lighter, where this like more it's like more tightly packed, a little bit shorter. It's more wider. I feel like this puts the eyeshadow on darker. And
Mm,
but whichever one that I use, I like to definitely get the eyeshadow on there, and I'll do like pat, 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 and then I'll smear it when I want to like blend it. But I definitely think when you pat it, it makes the shadow more intense because you're
yeah,
patting on layers, and then you could smear it. So I love this little bad boy. But I don't have to go too deep into little makeup tips, but those are my little tips for the day. And we can touch base more on those items, or you can let us know in the comments what you want us to talk more about. But those are my little pearls of wisdom for the day.
okay.
But yeah, Porsche, anything else you want to share with the girls before we head out?
Um, well, I want to play this other video because just
Chad, she love her videos. She is a video vixen, y'all.
I want everyone to see this
Okay. Mother
because
Goose glasses on. And my lovely T voice and Mother Goose glasses.
everyone should watch this because this is very disturbing.
Day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age.
At
I will
any
then
age.
ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures, and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children.
What have you shown us this orange toupee wearing bandit saying now? He always got, he done went and got him a fresh little toupee and a little bang, and he think he is doing something, don't know how to act.
And he said gender-affirming care for all ages.
I am a whole grown woman. What do you care? What do you care, man? The real tea is, and nobody's talking about how he was hanging with that dude, Jeffrey Epstein, back in the day. Nobody's talking about that. But as trans girls are the problem. You know, we can use taxpayer dollars to fund wars and whatnot, but I can get my little hormones over here. It makes no sense.
And
And
he
second of
said
all, I
any
love how they're
federal
like
agencies are
mutilation
the
of
funding for
children. Wait, I love how they're saying mutilation of children. Last time I checked, you getting your foreskin removed, that's mutilation. That's you can live a full life with foreskin. Take
Yeah.
that however you will. You can live a full life. Some of us are proof that you can live a full life with a foreskin. You just pull it back, clean it, and you're done. But that no one's up in arms about that. No one had a problem with that when Kellogg back in the day was pushing that to people to get their foreskin removed. Like that's mutilation, but they're not ready for that topic.
Hmm. So what did you think of that video?
I think it's an atrocity, and there are more things, more important things in life to be worried about. For this man to be worried about, you know, if he is reelected as president, that right there just tells you he should not be reelected as president.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's put his own foot in he's sealed his own coffin, you know, in terms of reelection. But yeah, how much conviction he had when he said it, like, who hurt you,
Yeah.
baby? Like, did a trans girl burn you? Is a trans girl not calling you back? Like, that sounded personal. I am
No,
offended.
he's talking about Republican talking points. Republican talking points are about transgender and children and mutilation. So he's talking about all the trans talking points that the Republicans.
I get that, but just how much conviction he had in his voice. Like, he believed. I have never seen that man talk with that much conviction. Normally, when he speaks, he's always making these facial expressions like, now, one facial expression was weird. He said it was much better. Like, I believe this is strong. I was like, who hurt you, baby? Who hurt you? But that hopefully he does not get reelected because
Hopefully he
that is
doesn't, but I
a
think
mess.
he's gonna get reelected, and I hope he doesn't. Because if he gets reelected, I am definitely moving to Canada. I'm definitely
Not you moving to Canada.
I am. I'm moving.
We're gonna
I'm
have to get our
definitely
we're gonna have to
moving.
get our hormones in Mexico, girl.
Well, Canada, I think is hormone friendly.
I would. It's not that far. It's, you know, you just move on now. You just shit me mad. So when I gotta move too. Ain't no sense in displacing us both now.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts on that one, Porsche?
No, I mean I'm
It's just
just
it's a bad.
disgusted by it.
It really is, and it amazes me how people just again, why do you care what this person's doing with their body, what hormones they're taking? No one's forcing anyone. Like if anything, it amazes me how people are like they're choosing to do this. Like they don't have to do this. They're shoving this down our throats. If this truly was like an option that it was just like I'm gonna do this because I feel like it. Like why would we choose such a difficult path? Would it be easier just to go and say, you know what, I'm just gonna be a man and marry a woman and have 3 kids and live happy ever after. That's the easier path. Like, why am I
Yeah.
choosing to like go uphill when I didn't have to? Like, this is some just like choice I just decided to do. And again, it shouldn't affect the president and what he's doing, what he's taking this time to, push laws into place. Um, Anywho, on that note, I think we should probably wrap this bad boy up, girl, before we start
Yeah.
rambling. I would like to leave our viewers on a cute saying that I've heard, and given what we've spoken about with the tips of the day and whatnot. But I would like to encourage everyone viewing to be the change that you would like to see.
Definitely, that's a good.
Right.
That's a good quote.
Be the change you would like to see. There we go. And on that note, guys, comment below, subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Let us know what you want to talk about, what you want us to talk about more. And yeah, Portia, it's always a good time talking to you guys, even though you're always shoving all these videos down our throats. That's what the president should be talking about, as you pushing these videos down our throats, and not hormones. That's the discussion. Anyway, they're not ready for that. Anywho, I will talk to you guys later. Porsche, call me girl.
All right. Bye.
Night, guys. Bye.